Let's see how much gas bagging we can get done in the next half an hour. Eh? Even worse, we won the freaking music competition in Vienna. No. What is in those freaking suitcases that you guys take to court? What about saving the trees, man?
That's really not good for the environment, no.
Alrighty, Sammy.Yammy.
Nice.
The legend himself. Welcome to the Banana Lab podcast.
Thanks for having me, mate.
It's bloody lovely to have you here, may I say.
Oh, no, it's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited to be part of this podcast.
Let's see how much gas bagging we can get done in the next half an hour. Eh?
Fair enough.
So I know Sam very, very well. We have known each other. How long have we known each other for? It's 10 plus years, eh?
I think so. It'd be over 10 years.
It would have been from when we were in we would have known of each other from like year 10 maybe?
Yeah,
So,
probably.
shit, how many years is that? 14? 14 years?
14.
That is horrific. That's horrific. We've known each other.
I think it's true. Yeah, longer
for as long as we haven't known each other.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
We're
getting old, mate. So I know you very well, but the people probably don't know you as well. So tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Sammy.Yammy, aka Mr. Samuel Yang?
Who is Sam Yang? It's a great question. I am a New Zealand Chinese
Born
person.
here or born in China?
Born here.
Yep.
My parents came around in the sort of mid-90s.
Yep.
They had met in China and were childhood friends. And then moved here.
Cute.
Very cute.
Yeah.
And had me. And
Yeah.
fast forward 27 years and here we are.
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. And what area of China is your family from?
They're from the sort of far north, so Harbin.
Yeah.
If any of our listeners know, it's sort of on the border with Russia. So very cold, not much to do. So
What's the cuisine like?
the cuisine? Very Russian.
Okay.
Heavy
Russian
and Russian
coded?
influenced.
Yeah.
As you know me, I do love a sausage.
Yeah, the man loves a sausage. So anytime Sam and we like to do our groceries together sometimes. It's something about this kind of genetic. Do you think it's like a genetic thing of being from northern China?
Yeah.
And the bro cannot walk past a sausage without buying it. It's crazy.
I think that's it. So I think they eat a lot of sausages. I was going to say sweet and sour pork.
That's
from
yeah.
Harbin.
Nice.
Yeah. I think what you would call tung-suk.
Oh, yes.
That
yes,
is
he's
from
cultured.
Harbin.
He's cultured. Yes.
So it's cold. They eat a lot of sausages.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Loves a sausage.
There's an ice festival where they build sculptures out of like huge blocks of ice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So. I've been tourism plug if you ever go. There's an ice festival there.
That's good to know. Do you know, speaking of ice sculptures, like what the hell is the deal with these butter sculptures? Do you know?
I have seen
It's a white people thing, eh?
I think so. I think the last time I saw it was in high school. And there was a horse butter sculpture.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. Like, do you know how expensive butter is? You cannot be making a sculpture out of that.
But you don't eat it either. It's just like
it's such a waste.
It's just butter.
It's just such a waste.
So there we go.
So okay, cool. So we've established that you love sausages.
Yeah.
That is not what we're going to be talking about today.
No.
Tell us a bit more about you. What do you do? What's your deal? What's your story?
Yeah, I think not much. I grew up in West Auckland. Was actually one of not too many Asian people in my primary school, at least.
Yeah.
I think in the early 2000s there were sort of a handful of us out west,
Yeah.
and then moved to the North Shore.
Yeah.
Met Romy at high school, and then went to uni and did a sort of very very quintessential Asian.
Although you
pathway.
had a bit of a that's not where you went into. You didn't go into law first at uni, did you?
No, actually, which is I wouldn't say I had a not too unconventional, but I didn't have a conventional path into law, which I'm a lawyer, so I practice sort of commercial litigation. But no, when I finished high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I did.
Did you have the whole like, should I be a doctor?
Yeah,
kind of thing
well,
as
you know, I did the what do you call it? The Asian five?
Yeah.
So,
wait, what is it? Maths?
Maths, English, biology,
science.
chemistry, physics.
Okay, yeah.
But I did do history in my last year, which was interesting.
Yeah.
No, so when I finished high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I just applied for everything.
Oh, yeah?
Like everything at university. And ultimately, I decided to do law and engineering and give it a shot. Turns out not the best at engineering. Wasn't that fun either. So I was like, I kind of like law. So dropped my engineering degree and finished my law degree. And then here I am.
Nice. So what have you done post-uni? Where has that taken you?
Yeah, post-uni, I think it was... so during uni, I worked as a law clerk at a Korean law firm.
No way.
Which was quite fun. Actually...
What was the Korean workplace dynamics like?
It was interesting. My bosses were interesting people. I sort of had like a Korean wave phase, you know. Can I say Koreaboo? Yeah, a little bit of a Koreaboo phase, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I listened to Twice.
Yeah.
Shout out JIP. But yeah, no, it was interesting. And it was my sort of first introduction into looking at the legal market and, you know, seeing how Asian people interact with the law, which they typically don't use, you know, the conventional legal system to resolve issues. I don't know, we'll talk about that a bit later, but, you know, there's different cultural aspects which I wouldn't say make a Western or sort of a Commonwealth legal framework difficult to navigate, but it's there's different cultural factors which are important and cultural features which are important that sort of affects how parties interact with each other. But it was interesting. It was fun. Then I summer clerked at a large law firm, and I've been there ever since. Yeah.
So how many years have you been a lawyer now?
I think I was admitted 2022, so it's been my fourth year now.
Okay. Yeah. And what's that experience been like for you? Because I know you work in that sort of commercial corporate sector, right? It's kind of when we think of those types of lawyers, we think of people in suits, we think of fancy offices, we think of high-profile clients. Is that sort of the type of work that you do?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's sort of an aspect of it. Although it's not really like Suits. But yeah.
That's such a shame, eh? Have you watched Suits?
I have watched Suits.
Who's your favourite character?
Do I say Harvey? Who's the main guy?
Harvey Specter.
Yeah.
I like Donna.
Donna? Oh, yeah, she is. She's a character. She is an iconic character. Yeah. Okay.
And what's that been like for you? How's work going?
It's good. It's interesting work. It's engaging. I do a mix of I do work in dispute resolution and commercial law. So I do litigation work and then dispute resolution work. It's been good. It's been a good mix of both court work and sort of in the office work, sort of negotiating and corresponding with other lawyers.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
So tell us for those who aren't intimately intertwined with the legal profession, what does that mean, dispute resolution and litigation?
Yeah, so I think it just means it's sort of
sorting problems
in the name. So people have a legal dispute and they sort of gear up, and our job is to try and resolve it, whether that's formally through the court system, or most of the time is through trying to reach a settlement, trying to resolve whatever issue the respective parties have, and then see if we can meet in the middle. But sort of advocating for your client and trying to get the best outcome for them in the circumstances. So it's a lot of arguing. That's what it is.
A lot of formal arguing.
Yeah.
Is it quite stressful work?
I think.
Or busy?
It's busy.
Work?
Yeah, it is stressful and busy, but I think it's relative, right? Like, and not to sort of downplay or offset, how other people feel. I don't know. I think it's just it is stressful, but I think it's manageable. It's not at the end of the day, no one's going to die, if something goes wrong. So I think it's good to think about it in relative terms,
Yeah. So you and I have obviously known each other for a long time, and I think we've had some pretty similar experiences growing up, right? We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And Sam and I both went to a very large public school on the North Shore of Auckland.
Yes. I think the best way to describe it is a public school which effectively masquerades as a private school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you on that Europe trip as well?
I was on that.
Yes. Just to give you a bit of context, we would have been 16 or 17?
Exactly.
And they carted 130 16 and 17-year-olds to Europe for a freaking music competition. And even worse, we won the freaking music competition in Vienna.
I don't think we had any business.
We had no business
doing that.
Absolutely not. That was quite an experience, eh?
It was, yeah.
So, you've grown up here. You've studied here. You've done your career here and stuff like that. And when you sort of reflect back on growing up in Auckland as a Chinese New Zealander, what are sort of the main things that you take away, whether it's challenges or sort of unique experiences?
Yeah, I think it's quite lucky, right? If you look at sort of the ethnic distribution of Auckland, the North Shore tends to be a centre point for New Zealand Asians or Asian
the North Shore and East Auckland as well, eh?
Yeah, sort of, almost in Flatbush, that type of area. So I think
they're a bit different though. They're a bit different.
Romy's got some views on East Aucklanders, which I won't repeat on here.
We love our East Auckland friends. They're just a little bit different. I think it's because they don't have a volcano that they're looking at every day, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah. But I think it's sort of comforting. It was comforting to be around more Asian people. And certainly at high school, your classmates and a lot of my friends are Asian because there is a very high Asian population on the shore.
Yeah.
I think growing out west, it was a little bit different. I certainly
a little bit less diverse?
A little bit less. I wouldn't say it's still reasonably diverse.
Yeah.
So I grew up in sort of around Massey, East Massey. I still say it was diverse, but just fewer Asians.
Yeah, okay.
So I think I went to a relatively high decile primary school.
Right.
So there were probably a few Asians there. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's sort of the classic Asian experience growing up. We're a what's the term? Sort of a visual minority, right? Our looks set us apart distinctly. So it's the classic, you bring some lunch to school.
Yes.
It'd be like rice and vegetables, and
yes.
You get the classic reaction like, oh, what is that? Or that looks weird.
Yes.
And I think I remember distinctly trying to get mum to make sandwiches
yes.
instead of
yes.
packing rice and vegetables. So it's just stuff like that, which I think is an almost universal experience.
Yes.
If you are a New Zealand Asian and you grow up here. Yeah.
Yes. Really similar experience to you, and I remember trying to get mum to make me luncheon sandwiches because the white kids would have like 2 pieces of like tip-top bread with marge and luncheon on it, and I would just be so jealous because I'm like, give me some of that processed ham, and my mum wouldn't because she was like, do you know what's in that luncheon? It's terrible for you. Classic like Korean, health conscious mum.
No, mum was the same. Never got luncheon.
Yeah,
which I think has led to my sort of
your love of
sausages and processed meat
because your deprivation of luncheon as a child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's just stuff like that, which I think has as a sort of a universal experience. And I think I must admit I haven't. I feel like I've been relatively lucky throughout my life. There's sort of always passing comments, like, where are you from?
Yes.
But, where are you actually from?
Yes.
But
I'm from fucking Forest Hill, man.
I'm from Auckland, mate.
Yeah.
But I think, so I feel like I've been relatively lucky and haven't experienced sort of, I haven't had any particularly unpleasant interactions. But I think, as we go older, I don't really have that much recollection of my childhood. But I think it's more how we were raised and how that impacts us in, going into a professional career and sort of going out into the world. So I think, it was drummed into me at a very young age, this whole notion of being a model minority. Rather, not, parents probably don't know what a model minority means or what that term is, but, the concept that, you should work hard, be humble, and that'll eventually lead to success. Because that's the model which, mum and dad followed, and it clearly works, so that's fine.
And to be law-abiding as well, eh?
Yes, so be an upstanding citizen and, work hard, keep your head down, and eventually, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like, there's a growing conflict between that and growing up in New Zealand and being in a slightly different social setting. So, yeah.
I mean, absolutely. If you think about going through school and kind of all of these things that we were taught about growing up and being unique, and I remember in school being told often to pursue my passions or do what was important to me, or don't care what anyone else thinks about me. It's what's important to me that matters. I found that really contrasting to what I was hearing at home and what I knew was kind of an unspoken cultural expectation, I guess. Did you experience that as well?
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, it's like this whole notion of being free to pursue your individual passions against this notion of needing to succeed, and I think part of it is the need to succeed and the need to be to work hard stems from my parents' personal experience, but I think it's part of this sort of larger cultural aspect of if you succeed, it reflects well on your family and on I think your ethnicity. So there's sort of inherent tension in that. And I sort of trying to navigate that in life, but I can't really say there's too much tension because I was a good Asian child. But I pursued a career in law.
Do you feel like you were the model minority? Like you lived up to that standard?
I think so.
Stereotype?
Yeah, the stereotype. You always become a doctor, engineer, or a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I think I did. I must confess I haven't really thought too hard about what I want to do, because that means opening a can of worms.
Yes.
So
do you find that you're like in your late 20s now, or maybe mid 20s? I don't know if it's offensive to call you late 20s, mid to late 20s, we'll say. And you've got the career. You became a lawyer. You've been there, done that. So have you found that you kind of it's like another layer of reflection that's starting now because you have achieved what you were supposed to achieve?
Yeah, I think I definitely think that now, and I've started to think a bit more about what do I really want to do. I mean, I do love my job. I like the work I do. I love the people I work with. But yeah, I think having gotten there, I'm like, well, what do I do now? What is the next step? And what do I want to do? And
what do you think it is? What is the next step?
I really don't know. I think I'll still be a lawyer for a while, but I think having some time to think about what to do next. I'm not too sure, because I think that sort of flows into the whole this whole sort of perpetuating cycle of be successful, and you sort of everything that you should do is imprinted on you at a very young age. So I think to an extent you sort of lose your a little bit your individual identity, and it's slightly strange. I think our generation is definitely better, but if you try to talk to older generations about I want to do this and think that, it's often met with resistance, right? And your individual passions might be tempered with a degree of, which I think a degree of reality, which I don't think that's there's nothing wrong with that inherently. It's just that comes from a place of experience, of lived experience, that your parents have. So yes, you might have dreams to be an artist, but does that pay the bills?
Yes.
And I think it's part of this worry. Will my child be self-sufficient in the future? But also, their lived experience. They've worked hard, obviously, to get where they are, and they want you to do the same, because it's a track to a measure of success, which is tangible.
I love that sort of like you're able to hold those two truths in terms of that compassion for the generations that have given us these ideals, right? In terms of for a lot of us Asian kids growing up here in New Zealand, that pressure or those unspoken expectations put on us and how we achieved in school and what we decided to do with our careers, all of that kind of stuff, that is often seen as a negative impact. And I know for me that definitely did cause me distress growing up, but you're telling me around this part that you can see through it around the compassionate side of why that was meant to be, right? Why our parents felt that way, why they experienced things in the way that they did, and therefore how that impacts us. So for you, balancing all of these kind of different experiences and opinions, your definition of success, do you feel like that's changed over time?
Yeah, I think it has, going through school and university, it's the measure of success is obtaining good grades, getting, a good degree, and then conventional successes, obtaining a good job, and then, following through, getting promoted, things like that. But I think, success to me now, it sort of does have a slightly different meaning. It's what do I want to do, and can I be successful in pursuing what I want to do, although I don't really know what that is yet.
Okay. So maybe we need to try out a few more hobbies to find out what it is you want to do.
I think so. I'm still trying to get me into golf. I still haven't had that golf lesson, by the way.
Mate, go have your fucking golf lesson.
Yes.
When are you going to have your golf lesson, bro?
I'm just going to have to book it.
You're just going to have to...
I'm just going to have to do it.
We've got to play 18 holes in the bloody golf cart.
The golf cart.
So Sam and I... we both have very fast-paced jobs and they require a lot of mental and emotional capacity during the week. So what that means for us is on the weekend, we try to let loose a little bit, right? So do you want to share with the folks how our fishing hobby has gone?
I don't really know how it started either. The thing, I think was
it our love of seafood that
I think
started
it was,
yeah.
And we're like, we might as well just go catch some fish. So
because it's so easy, all you got to do is throw a rod into the water.
Me and Rom's, all gear, no idea. That's the perfect
the
saying.
definition, Yeah.
But got some rods, all good. I think
every Sunday, 6:30 a.m.
Go for a fish. How many times did we go? I think we went at least for like 3 months straight.
Yep.
Not a single fish.
Nah.
Not a single fish.
Not a single fish. Nah. Do you remember that time you caught that big one on the line?
Oh, and then my line snapped.
Yeah.
Because I didn't tie my knot properly.
Filipino uncle from down there comes running with his gardening gloves. Yeah. He's like reeling it in. That's such a shame, mate.
No, all because I didn't watch that TikTok video about how to tie a knot properly. So Rom's gave me so much flack for watching the video. So I was like, oh, don't you know how to tie a knot, mate? And then look what happened.
Would be at Mangere Bridge getting ready and getting all the knots and the lures sorted, and Sam's sitting there with his fucking phone on a little YouTube video and then you put the string over here, pause, and then you put the string through the loop, and it was just fucking painful to watch, mate, but maybe I should have encouraged you to do that.
Yeah, and I think, no fish, so...
So what do you think? Are we giving up on the fishing? Is that what's happening?
Well, I think we should do at least one more time.
A summer one?
A charter one, I think would
a charter,
be good.
Yeah. I think we should go out on the boat.
I think so.
Yeah. We don't have a boat. But we'll find one.
We'll find one and we'll go.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
I think one more. But no, the next play is now golf.
Golf,
so,
yeah. Okay. Are we going to get all the clothes?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you simply must, right? And a full set of irons and the driver and a good putter. Yes,
okay. What are we going to do after golf?
Oh.
I mean, I think that'll last us a few months, right?
I think so.
We'll enjoy it for a few months.
We'll cross. I think we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay. Well, whatever's next on the millennial hobby list.
Tennis.
Tennis. Yeah. All about the tennis. All about the tennis. Yeah. The latest one, because I've been watching Drive to Survive on Netflix. Karting.
Oh, like
go-karting.
Like go-karting,
but very expensive. Yeah. So we'll see about that.
See, I'm not an F1 fan either, so.
Oh. That's a shame. Speaking of F1 and sports, do you keep up with any sports?
Oh, I used to watch quite a bit of basketball.
Who's your team?
The Boston Celtics.
Oh, yes. Nice. Yep. Favourite player?
I don't have a favourite player, just LeBron, the GOAT.
Yep.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook, but back in his Thunder days. So him and Steven Adams are like the goated duo. But no, I think ever since work, it's hard to keep up with the pace of games and just how many there are. So I'll occasionally watch some, but I think it's the classic, don't say the Kevin Nguyen, the stereotypical university Asian who Oh yeah, I watch the NBA and stuff like that.
What's with that?
I don't know. Yeah,
It's a thing, eh?
Yeah, it is a thing. Definitely a thing.
I
Yeah.
wonder why it
I
is.
don't know. I actually just love basketball. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Yao Ming.
Yeah, I mean Jeremy Lin.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, all-time Asian greats in NBA.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I think other than that,
Yeah.
not particularly. Yeah, I watched some football.
I played basketball a couple of months ago, and oh my god, there's so much running involved.
It's a lot of running.
I didn't realize, because you know when you watch a game and those guys, because they're like fucking 5 meters tall, you know, they like take 4 steps and they're on the other end of the, and I was like dying because there's so much running involved.
Oh, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's a lot of running. It's not good for your knees either.
No,
I'm an old man.
No. Well, I've got back pain.
You do.
Well, what have you got?
I've just my knees.
Yeah.
I don't even have an excuse. So
yeah, it's not good.
it's not good.
So you haven't really been able to watch basketball, because you don't have a lot of free time these days, eh?
No, I don't. Yeah.
So what do you do to wind down from work? Because I know you pull some pretty intense and long days as well. How do you kind of like balance that with your life? Or do you not?
I think I don't, which is the problem.
That's the incorrect answer, but I appreciate your honesty.
You know, I like to just go horizontal and then just
Brain
scroll
rot.
reels, which is terrible, right? It's truly awful.
Yeah.
But I think and there's sort of that thing, revenge procrastination.
Okay, what's that?
It's like when you don't have enough time during the day for yourself, so you stay up at night and you scroll reels,
and you self-sabotage because you're not sleeping.
Exactly.
I see.
Which is not healthy, and probably shouldn't do that. But
Okay.
There's I think that's sort of the way to wind down.
Yes.
Which I think I've fallen off the wagon of, you know, keeping fit and things like that. So probably time to get back on the wagon. But
Right.
yeah.
So what does getting back on the wagon look
Oh
like?
yeah, just pick up running again. Go back to the gym.
Bro's got the whole Lululemon outfit with the Essex runners as well, I'm telling you. And he only wears them to the bloody supermarket.
Yeah, mate. So to put that to use, probably go to the gym.
Maybe we should go for some walks.
Yeah.
Should we do that? Because it's like, it's nice, you know, the days are long.
It's true. It's summer again.
Yeah.
Go out for walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do some walks.
You know, I think it's part of it is, you know, this innate desire to be the best that you can at work. So I think I would say I don't have the best boundaries between my work and my life.
Okay.
Well, I think part of it goes back to, you know, what's been drummed into me from a young age. This inherent need to be the best.
Is it quite a competitive environment at work as well?
I think very truly. Like this is sort of not a gloss or a glaze, as the kids say, of my workplace, but it is at an exceptionally good place. So I don't feel like there is sort of any competition.
Okay, that's good.
But I think definitely going to university.
Yeah.
You know, law school is just like a horrific breeding ground of
tell me about that.
competition.
So I mean, I went to Welltech, which is in Porirua, which people don't even know where Porirua is. So, you know, this is not really a good comparison for tertiary education institute. Shout out Welltech, great education, loved my career. But what was that like? Because I hear all these stories about going through the competitive degrees, like biomed, for example, medicine or law, and just almost the sort of not nice nature of doing that as well. Was it like that for you?
Yeah, I think it's been a while since I've left university now, but it definitely it can be quite toxic. There is this just you sort of get, you know, not to cast stereotypes, but you know, you can sort of tell when someone is aspiring to be a lawyer.
Right.
There's a very
is this the like wear the suits to uni type situation?
Or just like there's a very, you know, it's a very specific personality type of people who end up being lawyers, which is sort of a broad
yes.
stereotype, but it is competitive. You know, there's a first year cutoff. For how many people can get into law school. So, you know, you're sort of out the gate, you know, you're encouraged to
at like
be
18
excellent.
years old
you know,
as well,
sort of
right?
fresh out of uni, fresh out of high school, sort of getting to grips with the uni, and then, you know, so you're competing with your cohort for a spot.
Yeah.
And then I think once you get in, sure, you've made it into law school, but then now there's competition to get, clerkships, get good jobs. And I think that drives unhealthy competition. And so, it can be quite a toxic place. I think that it's sort of this constant undercurrent of competition. And, it's always like, oh, what grade did you get in this test?
God. That sounds horrific.
Oh, what clerkships did you get for the summer? Things like that. So, I mean, I liked university. It was fun. I think going to Auckland, when you're from Auckland, you don't really get a university experience. It's not like you go to the halls.
Nothing like getting on the Northern Express in the morning, mate.
Nothing like, exactly, getting on the Northern Express, seeing the, people you went to high school with at lectures.
Oh my God, do you remember when you used to get on the same bus as Hans?
Oh, yes. What happened to Hans?
Yeah, so shout out Hans. He's a Korean rapper from Auckland.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think he used to live down my street, and we'd sit at the same bus stop and wait for the bus.
Did you ever say hi to him?
I never said hi. I was too shy. I was too starstruck.
Aww. So going from that environment into the workplace now, what's that like for you going into the workplace as an Asian person, as a young person? You're also working in a very specific area of law as well. How has that kind of changed the way that you see yourself in the collective, I guess?
Yeah, I think it is a very white-dominated profession.
Is it traditionally like that?
I think historically it always has been.
Oh, because the legal systems are from the UK and stuff,
so
right?
it's the Westminster system. It's it is one of the arms of government. The judiciary is, but the whole system is constructed around that. And for a very long time, only white people worked in the profession.
Right. Okay.
And I think things are getting better now, but that's a reflection of the diversity of New Zealand. And I think there's a push to recognise that.
Yeah.
Sort of 20 years ago, the profession looked very different than it is today.
Okay. So you're seeing more ethnic lawyers coming through these days?
So I think it's still, I don't want to sort of brag, but at the very sort of, at big law firms at the very top, so sort of like this sort of concept of big law, there's still very few POC. There's quite a few now at sort of more junior levels, but heading up into more intermediate and senior levels, there just aren't that many.
What do you think that is? Do you think there's sort of almost like an invisible, like a bit of a glass ceiling?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a glass ceiling. I think part of it is a function of just time. It takes time to get to those to that level. But I think part of it, and I've been very grateful and thankful to have. There's now a New Zealand Asian Lawyers Society.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
There's a Chinese law club at the university.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to sort of prospective students and prospective lawyers at those events. And there's a push by the industry and those people to sort of raise awareness and also
kind of promote the
career? Promote the career, promote Asians in law.
That's
but
cool.
Also sort of offer prospective students reassurance that you can succeed in the profession.
That's cool.
Because I distinctly remember when I was sort of at law school, my parents were worried. They're like, you're Asian, will you be able to secure a job at a good firm? The sort of, it's not necessarily a disadvantage, but it's a second glance. When you come across someone's CV and it says
Last name Yang.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucky for us, our boy is exceptional.
No, I just got lucky. But no, so I think it is. It ties back to the whole concept of being a visual minority.
Okay.
But I think it varies workplace to workplace. I think it also is a unique feature of the clientele and how Asian people use the law.
Yeah, tell me about that. You mentioned that earlier in terms of kind of what the legal system's supposed to be used for versus how our communities resolve issues. Like, what is that cultural element that you've noticed?
Yeah, so I think the legal system itself is a very confined. It's sort of it's very rigid, and there are certain factors that I predominantly work in commercial litigation, commercial disputes. So it'd be like a breach of contract, and someone owes someone, and they're suing another party suing for breach of contract. Yeah, exactly. So there's the law itself is very defined and rigid. There are certain factors leads to a certain outcome, and you sort of argue within the parameters of that. I think where it becomes difficult is that Asian people and Asian parties, there are different cultural factors which make navigating that system or using that system a bit more difficult. And I think, so it's this. I think one of the predominant ones is this concept of face, right? Of not wanting to lose face.
Tell us a bit more about that, because we've got our kind of own version of like reputation and how we think of our sort of collective responsibility in Korean culture. But what? Tell me a bit more about that in Chinese culture.
I think it's you can refer to it as mianzi or lian. Lian being the direct translation for face. And I hesitate to try and define it because I was born here. And I do speak Mandarin, and I have ties to my culture, but I think it's difficult because I'm not truly it's this
like
whole
concept
of duality, right? And identity. I'm sort of somewhere between both. But lian or mianzi is this notion of akin to reputation. But it's deeper than that. I think it's sort of about your position in the relationship that you have with another party, and not wanting to lose that sort of status or that position, because that affects how you deal with that person subsequently.
So does it mean that Asian people in your experience are less likely to use the legal system?
I think the way business is done between Asian parties is a lot
get on the piss and go out for dinner.
It's sort of trust-based, right? And
fight over the bill.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a trust-based system, and, there might not necessarily be a written contract. It's people agree that on something that needs to be done, and then they do it. And it's trust-based. It's this notion of face.
As opposed to
traditional contracting parties. You sit down, there's something you want to do, you write a formal agreement, you sign it, and then once there's a dispute, you just refer to the contract.
So it's just all about the dotted line, basically.
It's and then arguing in that parameter. But for Asian people, it becomes more difficult. Asian clients sometimes might not have, a written contract, so it's just a bit more difficult to understand what the position was, and I think it's a bit more involved, and I think part of it is a reluctance by Asian people to use the legal system as well. I think it's very adversarial. It's a very adversarial and intensely personal. It can be very sort of personal way of resolving an issue, whereas Asian people tend to might be more conflict averse, so and might choose to settle it differently. So I think. There might be a reluctance or a lack of understanding about the legal system and the legal framework.
That's interesting.
There's people who are much smarter than me have done a lot more research on this. But that's one aspect of it. I think another aspect is when you're dealing with Asian parties, there might be decisions which you might not think are commercially rational. But that's because there's an underlying cultural factor, which is directing how they want to proceed and how they want to approach this issue. So I think it's navigating that. But I think in my area of practice, there just aren't that many Asian clients. So I haven't been exposed to as much. And
do you feel a level of responsibility, not necessarily responsibility, but kind of thoughtfulness around you as an Asian lawyer? And because often we look at law as this objective system, right? A system of black and white rules, and you kind of either fit into them or you don't. Obviously, it's not that simplistic when you look at it. But do you feel a level of responsibility as an Asian lawyer to incorporate more elements of that cultural knowledge and expertise into the way that you practice?
Yeah, I think I think so, and I think I try to tell this to sort of students and prospective lawyers that the skill sets that you have and the cultural understanding you have is part of the toolbox, which makes you unique. So you should lean on it rather than try shy away and try downplay who you are as a person. Yeah, I think so. The more diverse a workplace is, the greater range of ideas you have, and the greater range of looking at problems you have. So it only enhances your ability to deliver for your clients. I think to an extent, I do see that people are much more in line with their culture. It's particularly younger lawyers that are coming in now who are POC. So it's a good thing to see.
That's cool, eh? Yeah, that's cool. So before we finish up, couple of quick questions. Favorite fictional lawyer?
Favorite fictional lawyer? Oh.
So Suits would be the obvious kind of thing, right? But are there any other contenders?
What's his name? The guy from Ace Attorney. Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember his name. It's like Phoenix something.
Okay.
It's just like this lawyer in like this anime. So the classic.
No, I'm not that kind of Asian,
not
bro.
That kind of Asian.
Not an anime kind of Asian. Okay. Have you watched The Lincoln Lawyer?
Oh, I have. Yes.
Yeah.
I would say American law is very different. In terms of the way they practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're quite like American, for lack of better words.
They're a bit more grandstandy than us.
Okay.
Yeah,
dramatic?
A bit more dramatic,
Yeah,
I
okay.
think New Zealand, sort of the Western system, is a bit more muted. It's rooted in tradition.
Yeah.
And, it's very formal. You bow to the judge when you enter.
And
you bow when you leave.
Yeah.
Whereas, I think American lawyers are just, they deal with juries. I think they have a lot of jury trials. But even then, sort of dealing with a judge, I think I speak purely from just looking at and watching, media.
Sure. It's probably not a good representation,
not too different, but sort of in terms of courtroom work, it can be. They've got a bit more flair.
They work the floor.
They do.
They just really get around, work the floor. Okay, couple more questions. Do you wear those silly-looking wigs in court?
No, not anymore in New Zealand.
Okay.
The only time you wear them is on the day of your admission.
What about the roby thing, the black
The
roby
robes,
thing?
still wear the robes.
You have to wear that in court?
Still wear that in court, yeah.
Okay. So do you get to keep your own wig, or do you rent it for the admission?
No, you rent it for the admission.
Okay.
They're like $1,000. They're like ridiculously
expensive. What are they made out of?
Horsehair?
Oh, yeah, okay. Damn, that's crazy. What is in those freaking suitcases that you guys take to court? I must know. Everyone's got a suitcase, right? Anytime you drive past the court, it's like people in suits and suitcases.
Yeah, I think that it's just paper, like paper documents.
What, like a whole suitcase of paper?
A whole suitcase of paper documents and folders.
What about saving the trees, man?
That's really not good for the environment, no.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, last question, most importantly. Favourite type of sausage?
Got to be Hong Chang. It's sausage from Harbin.
Is that the red one?
That's the red one, red sausage.
So if we're looking at Harbin red sausage versus like dry-aged salami stick and then Bunnings snack, where on the ranking are we putting them? Red sausage first?
Red sausage first, Bunnings snack second, salami third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Thank you very much for coming on and speaking to us today, Sam. Been a great time talking about sausages as per usual, but I can definitely say that was quite informative for me to hear a little bit more about the legal system and particularly that cultural element, not something that I've thought of. So thank you very much for sharing your expertise.
No, thank you very much for having me. It's been great to chat. So really got me thinking about a lot of things, including maybe taking some time to think about myself. So thank you very much for having me.
You deserve it. See ya.
See ya.